this comes from Brandon, and this is a good. I really like this a lot because I know that I see this a lot. It deals with posture, poor posture. That's one of the biggest ones when the whole, especially in the fitness industry, when the whole corrective concept came to be, a lot of it dealt with posture. Can you correct it? How can you correct it? So Brandon asks, what protocols do you have for clients with really poor posture in the form of, let's say, rounded shoulders, forward head, kyphosis? This was done. People have been in this position, and like you said, they've been training to be good hunchers.
Yeah.
But when somebody's been doing this for decades, are you saying that this is something that can be instantly kind of reworked with some of these sensory clarifications of the map?
You can bring about kind of very, very large change. And I'm not going to kind of go into hype mode by kind of saying that someone who's been, who's looked like Gollum out of Lord of the Rings is going to become like a drill sergeant on a parade square. But certainly a lot of the limitations that we've seen around postural correction and corrective exercise, they disappear off the back of the mapping protocols, because again, it goes to the root cause. Like, why did that person start to migrate into this rounded shoulders, forward hunch, and all the rest of it, right? Well, very often we're starting to look at restrictions in the visual field that are actually inviting the head to come forward, right? Whereas you invite the head to come forward, that creates further changes through kind of progressive relaxation of the spinal musculature and so on and so forth. There are so many different reasons here. So what I'm saying here is, like, it's looking at the reason for why those postural adaptations took place, as opposed to being hypnotized by the postural adaptation, which is what we've kind of done as an industry up to now. We've said, okay, postural adaptation, there's, if we use the hunch, kind of rounded shoulders, now in our story in our mind is that they have tight pecs and long rhomboids and all this kind of stuff, right? And so we stretch the bejesus out of the pecs, and kind of we do all this other stuff to strengthen the rhomboid, which I'm not necessarily saying is wrong. A lot of people will have weak rhomboids, right? But there's further upstream to go. Like, what was the cause of the person feeling that they had to start to throw their head forward? What was the cause of the person feeling that the shoulders had to come into this rounded position? Okay, and if you can speak to cause, then effect must go, because there is no effect without a cause. So if we can reduce what is happening at the causal level, and we can reduce that, and this is why, like, it's not hype, right? None of this is hype, because if there can be, I think everyone would agree, there can be no effect without a cause, right? If I can come in at you at the effect level and facilitate a change right now by making your visual field better, by decompressing a certain joint that is locked or whatever, if I in any way, shape or form change what is happening to you at a causal effect, the law of the universe pretty much states that kind of, if I change anything to you up at this causal level, the effect will change. It has to be. Right? Otherwise, it would be violating every law known to man that we change a cause, but the effect is still exactly the same. So whenever we look at something, like whenever we've done something, we said, that didn't work. That therapy didn't work. No, it's not. The therapy just didn't change the cause, which means you're still witnessing the same effect.
Correct.
Right? In other words, you came in with a wrong supposition. You thought that it was because the person had a tight pec, and you thought that if you stretch the pec, now suddenly all this thing is going to change, and you go, damn, nothing changed. Well, it's because you didn't really change the course. Does that make sense?
Right.
So that's what we're looking at with the mapping process is diving straight in at the causal level. We're sidestepping all of the idea of we're going to try and change things. If I was running a bath, right, my kitchen is directly beneath my bathroom, and if I was running a bath and I forgot all about it because I've been on this call with you for so long, right? And it starts flooding my kitchen. I can either run down into my kitchen with a mop and start cleaning up the wet floor, or I can run into the bathroom and turn off the damn tap and empty the bath, right? That's the best analogy I can give you for the way most people are dealing with dealing with what they're dealing with. They're trying to mop up instead of turning off the tap.